This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. Get ready to make your stomach turn. But before I say that, I'd like to also make note to the YouTube algorithm or the YouTube people who will be listening to this video that this in no way, shape, or form is hate speech. This is just my opinion on the matter. I wish no harm, no death, no ill will towards anyone in the LGBT community. That being said, Disney. Yes, Disney. The wonderful world of Disney, which has brought us nothing but witchcraft and magic and indoctrinating young children into being into the occult and wanting to be members of the occult and wanting to practice witchcraft because that's what every single Disney movie is about. The wonderful world of Disney, or the not so wonderful world of Disney, is now celebrating Gay Pride Month. Yes, it's that time of year where we all dedicate a month of the year to people's perversion. And who else but Disney is on board to make sure that young children who know nothing about sex will be walking around wearing gay pride Mickey Mouse ears. That's right. Even using a little bit of MK Ultra with the Mickey Mouse ears and putting the LGBT rainbow flag on there. Now, I understand that the rainbow is a hijacked symbol. The rainbow really is our symbol, and I'll get into that later in the video. It's a symbol of God's promise to never flood the earth again. But they, of course, have taken that symbol to mock Christians, because that's what they do. And the symbol for pride and the symbol for the LGBT is the rainbow. But it says now Disney fans can wear their pride on their ears. Earlier this month, the company, which has been steadily increasing its representation of the LGBTQ community in television and film, debuted rainbow-colored Mickey Mouse ears for sale at its U.S. theme parks. The ears arrived just ahead of Pride Month in June. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was Pride. Pride Month is next month, folks. Sorry to disappoint you, those of you who are ready to celebrate today. The merchandise has been spotted on both California's Disneyland and Walt Disney World Resort in Florida. Images of the ears, officially known as Mickey Mouse Rainbow Love. Can't make it up. Mickey Mouse Rainbow Love hat have popped up across social media as of late. However, it doesn't appear among the items for sale at the official Disneyland or Walt Disney World websites. You could see people here wearing it. Now, you'll notice the symbol in the middle of the hat with the heart. Okay, I'm going to do a video on this. Yes, that is an occultic symbol. And I know you'll say, are you kidding me? It's a heart. Well, actually, the human heart looks nothing like that, so it shouldn't surprise you. Okay, this is another symbol of the occult, and guess who it goes back to? It goes back to Hebrew Jews. That's who it goes back to. It is their symbol. And I will show you that in an upcoming video. But don't be surprised when you hear stuff like that and roll your eyes and say, oh, come on, you can't say that every symbol is an occult symbol. When you see them constantly pushing symbols in your face, you should know better. You should say to yourself, why am I all of a sudden seeing people holding their hands up like this? Right? Okay? The heart does not represent the human heart inside of your body and love. It is an occult symbol, and once again, they are getting everybody on board. You're seeing more and more people hold up their hands making this symbol. But again, this symbol, as most symbols do, go back to our good old friends, the Jews. It is the Jewish heart, which is composed of a pair of the Hebrew letter facing one another. In Hebrew, the holy language that holds the secret of all creative power. The word heart is written with this symbol facing itself, as you can see in some of these images. And I'm going to go into deeper detail and do a separate video on it. So I'll continue here talking about how Disney is pushing this on children now. It says, meanwhile, actor, singer, and YouTube personality Joey Graceffa, who? Never heard of him, wore a pair of the rainbow printed ears, in a video posted Monday that documented a recent trip to Disney with his boyfriend. Oh, how sick. I mean, how adorable. And Daniel's nephew, Luca. The clip, which can be viewed above, has received 260,000 views. Wow, so 260,000 people tuned in to see this guy put Mickey Mouse gay pride ears on? That sounds really productive. When asked for a comment on the years, a Disney spokesperson told the Huffington Poop, "We offer a wide range of merchandise items that appeal to guests of diverse backgrounds. Disney has always enjoyed a sizable LGBTQ following, and its theme parks have been the setting for a number of same-sex proposals and weddings over the years. Still, the company has never officially sanctioned Gay Days, an annual Pride-like celebration that draws thousands of queer visitors to its U.S. resorts each year. So having the rainbow, which has become so associated with LGBTQ pride, adorned on the most iconic of Disney souvenirs, will no doubt be a dream come true for many, or for the rest of us, just another day in this nightmare, as I like to put it." Now, this is Disney at its finest. Disney, which promotes, obviously, like I said earlier, witchcraft, sorcery, right? You get the Sorcerer's Apprentice and Fantasia. I mean, you name it, okay? It's involved, to everything being about magic, the apple, you have Snow White, you have Beauty and the Beast promoting bestiality, a woman falling in love with a beast, and the magical rose, and all this nonsense that people watch. It's the same stupid crap. Cinderella with the magic, Aladdin with the magic, right? And they even had, in the recent Beauty and the Beast film, one of the characters come out as gay. So that's not a surprise how they continue to corrupt and go after children. Disney is probably one of the most celebrated things in America. In reality, Disney is one of the most abusive things. What Disney does is it brainwashes children, it programs children, and they are the absolute, probably the worst possible thing you could allow your children to watch or be around. But unfortunately, the parents are indoctrinated with Disney. The parents have fallen in love with Disney because they grew up on Disney. So, look at me, I turned out normal. That's the normal response that a lot of people say. In reality, they did not turn out normal. Nonetheless, they push it onto their kids because they watched it, and then they want to watch Cinderella with their kid, and so on and so forth, and the propaganda continues. But now you have Disney getting on board, right? Because, adults, I was going to say adults would never be caught dead wearing Mickey Mouse ears, but I guess I'm wrong because, there's no such thing as adults anymore. There's no such thing as anyone that's mature anymore, even though these people will tell you that they're more advanced than any other human race, that we're the smartest, the dumbest people in the world. But really, the Mickey Mouse ears are geared towards children, and that is to indoctrinate them. And now Disney is going to start indoctrinating more and more with gay pride. Now, people will go, what's wrong with that? Well, if it wasn't a perversion and something that's mental, they're pushing this agenda on the children into embracing it, accepting it. Now they're showing them more and more characters who are of this perversion. These are kids who do not know anything about sex, but they're being manipulated into it. That's exactly what's going on, and that's why it is an agenda. Now, again, this is not hate speech. I'm not wishing hate on anyone. I pray for people out there who are lost in this. There are many people who subscribe to my channel who are born again Christians who have told me, listen, they would say that they used to be living a homosexual lifestyle, and they realized that they weren't born that way, and they fought it, they fought through it. They were born again, and they know that it's just a temptation, and there's tons of YouTubers who are Christian who used to be, and I don't pass judgment on them. Do I think it's disgusting and sick? Well, I don't see how a man could be attracted to anything but a woman and vice versa. But I understand that mind control is real. I understand that they persuade people and they put these little mind control, seeds in people's heads in all these films and all these shows. That's why every show is a gay character. Okay, every show is a gay character because they're indoctrinating people with it. They're making it normal. They're making people think that they're born this way. And now we live in a society where people actually, literally think that they're born this way, which is it's a joke. And the people at the top of the pyramid here, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, all the people who are responsible for this can't stop laughing. The fact that, that they can push this and that people are just going along with it and thinking that people are born this way. It is hilarious because it's nothing but mental, like most things. Now, I want to let people know that the rainbow really is ours, like I said earlier. Okay, Genesis chapter 9, verse 13. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. It's God's promise to us to never flood the earth again. They took it, and they hijacked it. Now, for those of you that don't know, I do have a Teespring. I do have there's ways you can support this channel, and you don't have to support the channel. The content's still free. You don't have to watch the ads. If you watch the ads, okay, that's the only way that content creators like myself get paid from YouTube. But you have to actually watch the ads. If you skip the ads, we don't. That's a way you can support the channel. Also have Patreon. Now you can become a patron for the channel, which is just like, donating $1 or $2 a month. It's not a big deal if you can't, but I also have a store with just t-shirts if that's another way if you want to, support it, or PayPal. But I decided I was just going to add for Pride because last year I had these Pride shirts, which, they're a little bit controversial because you probably would get wearing it, you probably can get arrested, to be honest with you, because I had a Bible verse in the back. And it said straight pride because I was sick of hearing about it. But I also didn't want to put that back out there because I was mocking, gay pride was straight pride, but pride is a sin. So I shouldn't have had that out there in the first place. But I decided to just throw a shirt out there because I got really mad seeing this. I get really mad seeing the hijacking of anything that's biblical and then turning it into a perversion. So what I've done is I've for a limited, I don't know if it's a limited time because I don't even know really how to work Teespring, which as far as, making these things, I'm not very good at it. And Teespring doesn't give you a lot of options as far as being able to be creative. But I am putting these shirts out there if anyone's interested. That we're taking back the rainbow. And it says hashtag God's promise. And then on the back it has that verse that I just read, Genesis chapter 9, verse 13. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it'll be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. So that's available if anybody wants to help. That's just another way if you want to help the channel and get something for it instead of just doing PayPal. But again, I just want to make people aware of that. And I thank everybody for constantly, the kind messages everyone sends. Excuse me. Recently I've been dealing too with a lot of stuff in my life, health-wise, and I'm not complaining. All of it is my own fault. As far as my blood pressure goes, I am extremely hot-tempered, and it's definitely something I have to control. My blood pressure's gotten ridiculously high. So I just want to thank everybody out there for the support and the prayers. I know a lot of people are aware of this because I do talk about it a lot, especially if I do go live. I'm trying to do a better job of taking care of myself, but I do appreciate the support. I'm going to continue to push as hard as I can to get as much content out as I can and make people aware. If you're a parent out there, be aware of what Disney is doing. I know that there's people who are awake and they go, duh, we all know about Disney. Yeah, I know. We do. But there's other people out there that still don't. And you have to still beat that message into people's heads because people have grown up on it and they think it's good. All you got to do is watch videos about Walt Disney being a pedophile, Walt Disney's connection. Walt Disney was a DOA, which is, he was in Freemasonry. They have the 33 Club in Disney. I mean, how obvious can all this stuff be? Not to mention all of the children that have come through there and become famous celebrities, from Christina Aguilera to Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake to Ryan Gosling. Think that's a coincidence? These kids are molested. They become handlers of themselves when they get pushed to become famous. I mean, it's an insane, vicious cycle. And Disney is nothing but a controlled CIA operation. It is a front. That's what it is. For pedophilia, for trafficking, for indoctrinating children with witchcraft and all of this other nonsense. And now, obviously, they're going to be indoctrinating and pushing the LGBT pride stuff on kids. So you got to get kids away from this stuff, okay? Get your children in the Word so that they know right from wrong. It's as simple as that. Again, I thank everybody for the support. I appreciate it greatly. God bless all of you and your families.